And I'm recording. Awesome. All right. Hey guys, welcome everyone to episode 3 of the Midnight Channel. We're going to have to pre-record this one because of conflicting schedules tomorrow or Friday or last week or 2 weeks ago or however long ago it's been. But yeah, so we have conflicting schedules, so we have to pre-record it. But it's still going up on the day that's supposed to go up. We still want to get this out to you guys, and the next one might also have to be pre-recorded because it's gonna land on New Year's. So I'm gonna talk to everyone, see if we can get people to come on New Year's. So this is episode 3. We got a good amount of topics lined up. One big topic that happened around a week and a half ago. But I'm joined today by Brandon and Ivan. So we're gonna start by talking about what we've been playing. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss it to Brandon. Brandon, what have you been up to?
Still Xenoblade. I've been playing a lot of side quests on Xenoblade. I think I've done 5 Xenoblade streams, and 4.5 of them have been everything except the story, like the actual story at the end. And SSX Tricky. I've been playing that again.
Nice.
That's fun. I recommend the game.
I mean, you're still playing Xenoblade, but I mean, if you're doing a bunch of side quests, that means you're enjoying it, right?
Oh, of course, it's so good, especially when the Nopon have like 17 each.
Oh man, the no pun.
Isn't Xenoblade like 100 hours?
What?
Isn't Xenoblade like 100 hours?
Well, it depends. Like you can if you're trying to go for 100%, it could take like 200 and something hours. Like there's a ton of side
Well, that's really
quests.
for any.
No, but Xenoblade has like over 400 side quests.
Main story is 50.5 hours just for main story. If you do main plus extras, it's about 80, and then completionist is about 130.
Yeah, I did. I finished in 68 hours on my main playthrough, and right now I'm working on the post game. So
I've done more side quests than you have, though.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna take about 80.
Probably. And so let's go over to Ivan. Ivan, what have you been playing?
I have still been playing Phasmophobia and Genshin every single day. That's all the games I really have a lot of fun with. I am still trying to go through Dark Souls, but that'll be on hold just because I usually play with my roommate.
Okay.
And then on the side, as well, when I'm playing with my friends, I'm also playing Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, which is a pretty fun game but really hard, and Rocket League, just because it's free and it's cross-platform. So I can
Awesome.
play with my cousins and friends. So that's just all I've been playing.
Sweet.
Mostly just Genshin Impact and Phasmophobia, though.
Awesome. So have they been adding some new stuff to Genshin? I saw that there was a new update that announced yesterday or
Yes,
something.
there's gonna be a new update next week, the 20. Oh shit, no. What day is it today?
It's the.
Yeah, it is next week. Next week, the 23rd. They're gonna be updating the game next week, the 23rd. They're gonna actually expand the map up even more.
Oh, sweet.
Because currently there's only a prologue in Chapter 1, which is 2 areas out of the 8 that are in the actual maps. Because if you zoom out of the map, you'll see a ton of areas still left out, and they're finally gonna add in the next chapter in a new location.
Awesome.
So everyone is hyped for that, and I just want to get the new characters I want.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, like Brandon, I've been playing Xenoblade. I finally beat the main story after months of having it, and months of school not being able to play much at all. Finally got to finish the main story. Started the epilogue. I'm around I think 3 or 4 hours in, one of those two, and I'm having a lot of fun with the epilogue. The epilogue's a ton of fun. It's brand new. Wasn't in the original game. It's like completely new content. It's a ton of fun. I really like it. They changed some things up. Obviously, since it's new content, they had to record new voice lines. The characters don't sound exactly the same, but it's been like 10 years, so that makes sense. But you can still tell it's the same actors, and you can still tell that they're doing their best, and it still sounds good. It just sounds slightly different. Also, like Ivan, I've been playing Phasmophobia a little bit more recently. Speaking of which, tomorrow is going to be a Phasmophobia stream. That's going to be a lot of fun. Or today.
Quote unquote tomorrow for today when it releases.
Yeah, today when the podcast releases tonight. I'm excited to do that. Phasmophobia has been a lot of fun. I haven't started Genshin yet, unfortunately. I've been playing Super Luigi Galaxy. I'm making a fast progress on that one, actually. I'm already at the engine. I've already beat Bowser. Um, let's see what else. I haven't booted up Animal Crossing in a while. I've been playing.
Same.
I've been playing a little bit of Cold War here and there. I played a little bit today. That was fun. Um, Spider-Man. I don't know why I'm forgetting Spider-Man. I beat Spider-Man's main story last week, and I've been working on the DLC, and I just beat DLC 2 today. I'm going to be beating DLC 3 next week, and then probably starting Miles in like 2 weeks. Um, so yeah, that's all I've been playing. And I never played the DLC for Spider-Man, so that's completely new, and I'm really excited to finish the last chapter because it seems like they're throwing in some pretty crazy stuff. All right, but that's enough of what we've been playing. Let's go into some news topics and answer some uh questions like in between topics.
Everything we've been playing is just the same stuff 2 weeks ago.
Basically, I mean, look, I've been enjoying the games that I've
Yeah,
been playing. I
yeah,
really like Genshin Impact,
yeah.
no matter
Oh
what
yeah,
anyone said.
yeah.
It's
Really, it should have won mobile game.
I should
We'll
have, but
get there.
we'll get there. We'll
We'll get
get
there.
there.
We'll get there.
First news story out of the three that we have is
Three news
Cyberpunk.
stories.
Yeah, we have three news stories. So first one is
Okay.
Cyberpunk, Cyberpunk controversy in specific. I know Brandon hasn't kept up with it at all because he was surprised today when I mentioned it to him. Ivan, have you
Yeah, I
seen it?
just
Have you seen any of it?
I have seen a lot of the controversy, and I have seen a lot of compilation videos along with my roommate, seeing how bad the game is in terms of
Yeah,
Western consoles.
with last gen. Yeah, last gen specific.
I've
Uh,
seen a few screenshots and tweets,
would
but
you
I
like
didn't know it was that bad.
Would you like to start off the conversation on what the controversy is?
yeah. So for those that don't know, Cyberpunk released last week, um, or earlier in the week, one of those two, and it was a mess of a launch. It ran relatively well on PS5 and Xbox Series X, although it does crash a lot from what I hear. It runs like garbage on last gen consoles. I haven't seen any footage of the Xbox One, like the base Xbox One, the VCR. I haven't seen any footage on that, and I don't want to see any footage on that. That sounds terrifying. But it runs terribly on last gen consoles, and on PC I hear it runs fine, although there are some bugs on it still. But man, there are crashes, there are game breaking bugs, there are just bugs in general, there's soft locks, there's texture glitches, it runs at like 15 FPS. Uh it's just it's just awful, and I don't know how CD Projekt
It's
Red botched the launch
it's
that bad.
been it's it it's been going so bad that I think today Sony released that they'll be taking off the Cyberpunk off the PS4 PlayStation Store, and giving full refunds to those that want refunds.
Yeah.
It's gotten that bad. It's been a while since I've seen a game being removed from the store just because of the amount of backlash it's been having. Because people are saying it's an unfinished game.
Hmm.
Um, and in terms of last gen consoles, it is. With how buggy it is, I thought people were joking that it was running at 15 FPS until I seen gameplay of it. Uh, it's just bad. It's just so bad. People love the story. People love the gameplay. People love the characters. But man, is it as buggy as what people are saying it to be? Um, it's a very weird, not a weird subject, but it's a very hard subject to talk about because it's a game that's been going on for 8 years. They should have been preparing that for so long, but then again, they've gone through two generations of consoles just trying to make the game, so I can kind of understand the struggle from it. But again, it's been 8 years. But also, again, they were being rushed to release the game, and now people are complaining that it's rushed. So it's mixed feelings about the whole thing, whether they they deserve the backlash or not. Uh, I I'm a bit in between, but I'd say I'm a bit more on. They've had a lot of time to be working on it, especially since what is it? The PS4 has been out for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how they fully optimized it for PC and the new gen consoles, but had 7 years and did not optimize it for the old consoles.
The consoles that they were working on it for. They were
Yeah,
working on it for those consoles.
I it's a bit hard to argue back saying like, oh yeah, there were they had they kind of had plenty of time.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about it?
I
I haven't looked into it a lot. I don't know. I thought it was just buggy, as in like textures weren't loading, like Assassin's Creed type of bugginess for like players and NPCs and stuff, or just having weird models and stuff. I didn't know it was like soft locking and running poorly, and I didn't know. I thought visually it was like horrendous because I saw a bunch of screenshots about like comparisons to like PC on max settings versus PlayStation 5 and Xbox and PS4 and Xbox One. I thought it was just, I thought it was like visual stuff and that at the most. I didn't know it was that
Oh yeah,
rough.
no, it's very rough.
yeah. Um, my stance on it is that they deserve the backlash. They, like you said, they had that much time to work on it. If they needed more time, delay it. Say, don't. They said that it went gold. They it went gold in November. They said, yeah, guys, the games have gone gold. But they had to delay it again, like right after they said it went gold. Oh, sorry, we gotta delay it just like 2 weeks. Don't worry, it's already gone gold though. And then it releases in the state that it's in. Just don't lie. And then all the footage that they showed pre-release, none of it
That's
was
right.
none of it was PS4 or Xbox One footage. All of it was PC or just future hardware footage. None of it, and they wouldn't let reviewers post footage from last gen consoles. Actually, in the embargo, they said only use footage that we've released. Do not use your footage.
I remember now. I forgot about that one part where they said the trailers only showed PC footage as well as new gen consoles. They did not show last gen consoles at all, and
They,
that's
that's scummy.
that's
That's
yes, that's very
scummy.
scummy.
They like when I guess if they can't get it to run at all, to either delay it or they still can't do it at all, maybe don't put it on PS4 or Xbox One. I know you've been working on it for that long, but if the consoles are not going to handle it, if you're going to receive this amount of backlash, if you're going to be forced to give the amount of refunds, if it's going to get taken down the PS Store, like now they have to. Now they have to fix it. Now there's no way. Now with all the
Yeah,
publicity, they have to. But I think if they would have just ripped the band-aid, they would have gotten backlash for maybe a week or two, or maybe less than a week, and then people would have forgotten. People would be
yeah.
like, okay,
People would have just kept joking around saying, "Oh, like the whole meme saying like, oh, Cyberpunk 2077 is going to release in 2077 just with the amount of delays it's been having."
yeah,
I think it would have been perfectly fine being memed on rather than getting this much backlash.
yeah. Now they have to fix it. Now their PR is at stake. Now there
Yeah.
is more at stake than before, and people aren't gonna forget about this when the next Witcher comes along, because they already said they're working on Witcher 4. When the next Witcher comes along, are they gonna have as much faith as they had when Witcher 3 came out? Like, but they're not gonna. People aren't gonna forget about about this mess. And I didn't play Witcher 3, so but I heard that Witcher 3 was also a mess at launch, but it wasn't as big of a mess as it is as what Cyberpunk is. And I get it. It wasn't CG Project's Red's decision because CD Projekt is the parent company, and um they CD Projekt was probably pressuring them, but they should have just they should just rip the band-aid. They should just bit the bullet and just delete it or not put it on PS4 at all. And just put it on next gen
Yeah.
consoles and waited. Just waited. They shouldn't have said it's gone gold and then release it the state that it's at right now.
it is terrible PR to have your game removed off of a store.
Mm-hmm. And I don't even, I
That
didn't check. I probably should have checked on stream. I didn't check because it says PlayStation Store. It doesn't just say the PS4 store, so I don't even know if I could buy it. Like if I could look on my PS5 and see if it's there.
store. I'm pretty sure it's only on the PS4 store.
Well,
You can still buy it on the PS5.
because all they said was PS Store, and PS Store is well, I assume it's both of them. I assume it's a universal thing, so I'm not sure.
I'm assuming that they have two different versions of it because I forgot which game does it, but you know, like the PlayStation Store isn't the universe from the 3 to the 5, but I'm
Mhm.
sure that there's different editions. At least there's different variations from the PlayStation 5 store and the PlayStation 4 store, with the PS4 store now having the PS5 games and all that.
Mhm.
Um, so I assume that they have like separate digital versions on the
Yeah.
PS4 compared to the PS5.
Mhm. I'll probably check
So
after the
I'm pretty
recording.
sure. I mean, I can just check right now, but you can just keep on talking.
Okay.
Wait, was it Sony's decision to pull it from the store?
Yes,
think-
it is Sony's decision.
I didn't see
It is
that.
not.
All I saw was that
It is Sony's
it was-
decision. They posted publicly that they're going to remove that they want high customer satisfaction and they will remove from the store and give full refunds.
I thought that was
That is
the
that is
developers.
on PlayStation's Twitter right now.
That's a doozy on them.
That's. I thought it was CD Projekt Red's decision. I
No,
thought
no,
they
no,
decided to.
no, no. PlayStation does not want that backlash, so they will give out
That's-
full refunds because they are aware that the game is completely broken and people are complaining that it's completely broken and not a finished game.
Yikes.
That is so unfortunate.
Man.
That's gotta suck for them. I mean, the offices or wherever they're working at the moment are probably in shambles right now.
Yep. So,
I wonder.
continuing with the CD Projekt Red controversy, this happened yesterday, I think. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. No, I think it was yesterday. So, I don't know. CD Projekt, the parent company, owns a website or company called GOG, GOG, which they're digital distribution platform where for video games and movies where you don't need to have you don't need to be online to play the games. It's DRM free. They own it. So they announced a game called Devotion. It's a game that came out last year. It was originally on Steam. It got pulled down a few days later off of Steam because it received backlash from Chinese fans because it made jokes about China's leader, comparing him to Winnie the Pooh or something similar. And apparently it's a good game, but it did get backlash because of that. And they announced that it was going to be put up on GOG. A few hours later, they said that I don't have the tweet on me, but it was something similar to because earlier today we announced that Devotion was coming to GOG. Because of many fan requests, we've decided that we are not adding it to the store anymore. And everyone was like, what fan specifically? Who messaged you? Everyone wanted it because the game was only available for a few days in January, or not January, in 2019. And they're getting more backlash because of that. And so the thing is, Cyberpunk isn't rated or it's not being distributed in China right now. Even so, Cyberpunk is still selling very, very well in China because of VPN stuff. They're still able to get it before with alternative ways. People think that they do not want to piss China off since Cyberpunk isn't out there yet, so they took Devotion off. And neither of you have ever heard of Devotion, right?
No.
No. It was only available for a few days, but it just sucks. Why? Like, it was a game and people seemed excited for it. It just sucks. And it seems like they're making some really shitty decisions.
So I'm currently on the PlayStation 5 store right now.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, Cyberpunk is removed.
On,
can't
on the
even buy it.
on the
You
PS5
can only
too.
wish on the PS5 as well.
Oh man.
I'm on the PS5 store, and I tried searching it up. Cyberpunk is not there. It's on the main page, but you can only have it there as a wish list.
That's hilarious.
Aw.
That's funny.
That's
That's funny.
very, very, very bad.
What a great way to cap
Like
off
I can't,
this year.
I've been searching for a good while, and Cyberpunk is not here at all. Back for Blood here is though for $60. Back for Blood,
It's already no. It's probably for pre-order, right?
probably.
Yeah. I'm excited for Back for Blood. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, it looks really good.
All right. Well, that was the Cyberpunk and CD Projekt controversy. It sucks that Devotion's game got removed or not even listed at all.
Yeah.
It looked like a cool game. So that was the first topic. Let's go ahead and answer 2 questions. So let me go ahead and get them. This one comes from games. If you were able to make any type of game, what would it be and why? So let's come up with a dream game. It could be a sequel to something or whatever we want. Brandon's smiling like he already knows the answer to this one.
No, I don't.
Let's see, I'm trying to think.
I don't know. If I was making a game, I would want it to be something story heavy. I like telling stories, and I don't ever really have an outlet to do that. But so I guess I would make something story heavy. I don't know.
I would want to will Super Mario Galaxy 3 into existence.
I take my back. I would want to will Sonic Adventure 3 into existence.
Oh, Sonic Adventure. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. All right. So we got Sonic Adventure 3. That's Galaxy 3. Let's see.
Can I will Sonic Adventure 3 into existence, but only allow the people who made Generations touch it?
What do you mean?
Like
No.
Prime Generations. I know they made some shit after that, but like,
No,
can I get like Generations?
no.
level?
Generations only worked on Sonic Colors and Generations. They said
Really?
that they said they worked on Forces, but most of the people that worked on Generations didn't actually work on Forces.
I thought they kept going. I thought they were responsible for Sonic Boom also.
No. Sonic Boom was a completely different company.
Oh yeah, it was Big Red Button or something.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Or it's
Yeah.
Red Button.
yeah, something like that.
I
Something similar.
forget what the developer was named.
It was something like that. But that
Boom,
was a
yeah.
talented studio too. But they botched Sonic Boom because they were rushed and they just didn't know what they were doing after a while. It had a good vision though.
Yeah,
It had a good vision, and it is a
I like the
talented
cartoon.
studio. The cartoon's
I like
funny.
the cartoon.
Big
The
Red Button.
Cartoon's really funny. Speaking of which, well, actually, I'll talk about that after.
Knuckles the feminist.
Yeah. Alright. So, all right. So I see
What
Galaxy
about
3.
the game developer here?
What happened?
What about the game developer here? What do you want to make?
This question just makes me think about how sad it is that I will never be able to make my dream game until much later. Because your first game will never be your dream game, because if you try to work on your dream game, your game's going to be ass. Or,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I probably can't say that. It's going to be very bad. So from my experience, even though I would love to do an RPG game, it's never going to happen until I get a lot more experience. But if I were to push that sad reality aside, I would love to work on a modern RPG game like Earthbound. I love that type of game. I really like the direction that Mother 4 is going. I just liked how the entire Mother series went with RPG. And in terms of style and humor, I
Mhm.
want to stick to something like that just because it's something that I love.
Nice. Hit me up for the music, Ivan. I got you.
For sure.
I got you, Ivan.
What kind of
Yeah, it just feels bad because it just your first idea has to be something else. It can't be the first the first idea that you think of that you really want to do. It's not going to be the idea that works out. Sadly.
You have to do that a little bit down the line, but
You're gonna have to do that a lot more down the line once you have more experience.
yeah,
And so right now I'm currently getting my experience.
That's good.
which is perfectly fine because I've been enjoying making some of the games that have not been things that I've been considering. I didn't think I'd make a card game out of ducks and geese and bread, but here I
Yeah,
am with a really good game.
yeah. So good on you for that. And I'm looking forward to whenever you do end up making your dream game. And just in
Yeah.
general, following following your progress with all the other things you do. And if you need any help with it, I'm serious, Ivan. You can always just hit me up. And
Yeah, we need to work on a project one day.
yeah, we do.
My friends and I are are actually thinking of or my roommates and I my friends and roommates are thinking of, you know how Flash is being removed?
Yeah.
We're thinking of bringing the Flash games over to Unity and
Oh,
making it there.
nice,
So we're gonna see how that goes.
nice.
Even like we know that everything's gonna be translated to HTML5, but we want to try it with Unity to see how that goes.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
so that's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting to do over the break.
Yeah, sweet. But yeah, we definitely need to do a project. I remember we talked about a project like around a year ago. But
That
we'll
was
still,
like 2 years ago.
was it two?
That was like 2 years ago.
Either way, that's still happening.
Yeah.
That's still gonna happen. But just let me know and I'll get on it.
I would
Alright.
imagine. I would imagine working on a Final Fantasy game would probably be really fun and really really stressful because it's Square
Oh
Enix.
yeah.
uh, but especially from like a storytelling perspective, because those games are so open from
Hmm.
game to game,
Yeah.
and it's not like they all have cool concepts, but they all very open in the story that they tell and
hmm
the location and stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, and I was, and I mentioned Galaxy as in like the game I would want to existence, but as a music composer, even so, all three of the games that we mentioned, RPG, like a really nice, a really good modern RPG, Super Galaxy 3, Sonic Adventure 3, I would love to work on the music for any of those three. I would love to like be able to compose my version of a Gusty Garden or of a Good Egg Galaxy or Beach Bowl Galaxy even. I just my own rendition of something like that would be great. And Sonic Adventure always has really good tracks. The first one that comes into my mind is Pyramid Cave. A lot of people say Escape from this City Escape or other
City Escape.
yes, City Escape or Live and Learn or something. But like Pyramid Cave is like really good to me, and I would love to make something like that. And then with an RPG, um, like when I think of like the type of RPG that you said, Ivan, with like Earthbound, I think of Toby Fox and the music that he's made, and I think it'd be just be a blast being able to compose something like that. And it's just it'd be a lot of fun.
I'm just gonna go join the Mother 4 team and be a programmer for them because I want the game already.
Just do it. Just go help him out.
I don't know going out there because I want to make Mother 4 or Mother 5. I just want a new Mother game right now. Just as much as you guys want a new Sonic Adventure 3 and Mario Galaxy 3, I
Mhm.
want a Mother 4,
Yeah.
and I will go to their team and work on it.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's go on to the next question. We can talk about future plans off stream. Um. Okay, so this one's pretty old question, but we can still talk
Oh
about.
boy.
We can still talk about it for a little bit. Ginkgo wants to know our opinions on Super Mario 3D All Stars as a celebratory collection. Um, Brandon, go ahead since you have the since I'm probably the odd one out that actually likes it. So you can go first, Brandon, and I'll
Oh
go Ivan.
really? Oh, I'm interested in Brandon because I was surprised.
I
Okay.
smile at every question. I don't know what you mean. I get big ass squeaky smile at every question. It's not just this. They pick really good games. I don't know how hard Galaxy 2 would have been to put on there. I feel like most of the work you needed for that was done with Galaxy 1, but that's fine. Galaxy 2 is not needed. It's just more Galaxy 1, and so that's not needed.
That hurt.
I mean, I want it. I think it's better than Galaxy One, but I understand that like you can have one or the other because they're both kind of just mirrored images of each other.
Mhm.
And you probably don't want to put just the second game. Did he freeze again? Oh no.
Who?
All right.
Yeah.
But you probably don't want to put just the second game. Yeah, it looked like he froze for a second.
Oh no.
You probably don't want to put just the second game. It's a really good collection. As a celebration piece, I don't know how good it is. It is the bare minimum, priced at a premium, and yeah, fair enough. You know, it was a crazy year. Shit happens. 35th anniversary is nothing to scoff at, and they probably did. They did a lot of other stuff alongside it, and they gave you a free battle royale game alongside it that only made that time for some reason. Um, I feel like they sort of knew that it wasn't the greatest thing in the world, and I feel like they knew that a lot of fans knew that that price and all the stuff that they didn't have. I feel like they knew the public image that that would have had, and that's probably why they made it timed. And probably why they announced that it was timed. And it's upsetting that it didn't have more, but it's good for like it's overpriced, yeah, because you can. I think for 64 and Galaxy One, you could buy those games for $25 for both of them on the Wii U on a console that's supposed to be vastly inferior to what we have now. Uh, and Sunshine, your choices for Sunshine is to go out and probably pay $70 to get a copy of it and a GameCube, or you just don't play it at all because Nintendo, God forbid, you have it emulated. Nintendo does not want you doing that. So um, I don't know how much you value Sunshine, but if you value it at anything less than $30, then I feel like this 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 game should have been probably 45 to 40,
Just found a
40
copy
to
for
45.
I found a copy for $405.
Brand new.
Yeah, brand new $405.
Used is probably like 45. Honestly, I don't think 70. 70 is for melee. Used is probably 45.
All right.
Jesus.
Not me? Oh,
You want me to go next?
yeah, you can go.
I can go next if you want. Okay. So I'll first off answer the question. If like how it is as a celebratory collection. Um, I think it's all right. I remember like just before I was watching a ton of reviews about 3D All Stars and how people felt about it. In terms of reviewing the games again, except on the Switch now with the revamped graphics and all. Um, and also watching gameplay from it. Uh, from more than before because I remember I was not as interested in 3D All Stars as I used to be. Yeah, I think it's a collection that's all right. I remember I've seen some fair arguments that I agree with, saying that 64 could have been worked on a little bit more in terms of better graphics rather than the old same ones. Because when you compare it to Sunshine and Galaxy, those two games look beautiful on HD.
Mhm.
Um, and the fact that Sunshine's actually finally, as much as I don't like Sunshine, Sunshine's a pretty fun game to play normally rather than 100%. And the fact that you can actually see it in HD compared to the old GameCube version that I played on, it's beautiful. Everything looks so nice, and the movement is still as fluid as ever. Um, just how Sunshine is like all tropical and everything, it really does shine more on HD. Same with Galaxy. It's just rough that for 64, I wish they kind of gave 64 the treatment of everything like smoothed out rather than just the old polygon port. Um, I felt like that would have been nicer. $6 might be a bit pricey for me. I'd say probably 40. Uh, and really overall, I felt like the collection is did the celebratory is justice, except for the part that it's limited. The fact that it's limited feels like it's not a celebratory collection anymore, just more as a cash and grab. Because before I thought it was an amazing thing that it was coming out, but the fact that I found out that it was limited from my roommates and I didn't want to believe them until I looked it up, it just made me realize that it was just a cash and grab at that point. I didn't really mind that Galaxy 2 wasn't there because I knew people loved Galaxy 1. But I just could not support the business practice of it being limited, which is also why I don't also support the Fire Emblem release. Or Mario 35. It's I just don't understand, nor do I want to understand why something like a celebratory is limited. I don't remember if the old Mario All Stars was limited
It was.
on the Wii. Was it limited on the Wii?
It was. It wasn't on sale for ever. I don't think they put an exact date at that time, but it was a limited amount of copies, I believe. I could be
Yeah,
misinformed, but from other I could be misinformed, but from other podcasts I listen to, they've also said that the original All Stars was pretty limited with how many was sold.
well, at least I'm talking about the Wii version, not the SNES version.
Yes.
Because the SNES version, they're fairly common. The
Yeah.
only one that's really rare is the plus three is the plus Mario World one, which are
Yeah.
rare.
Yeah.
What's that copy in your hand? Is that Mario All Stars?
Looking at Xenoblade.
Oh, Xenoblade.
Sorry, I was looking at All Stars.
We're not
For a
even
second,
we're not even
'cause
talking about Xenoblade.
I was
like
gonna say
Brandon.
it's a nice sound. It's nice that they added the soundtrack. Hey, I'll tell you afterwards.
But-
Oops, I might have looked at something back.
but just to stop it here, because I feel like I'm driving a bit long.
No, you're fine.
I think it did it justice up until the point of the business practice.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, God, the sunshine looked beautiful.
Well, I agree with you, Ivan. I do think it's a good collection. And I'm gonna explain the price tag in a bit. I don't agree with it, but I think I have a solid conclusion as to why they did it that way. Sunshine looks absolutely gorgeous. Galaxy looks gorgeous. 64 should have been worked on. They should have supported widescreen and should have changed some textures. It wouldn't have been that much work. They did the bare minimum on that game. I think they worked a little bit harder on Galaxy and Sunshine. Not much harder, but a little bit harder. I think both overall look great. I think Sunshine could have been made 60 FPS because it was originally designed to be 60 FPS. But it's not a deal breaker for me. I love that. I love Galaxy. I think Sunshine and Galaxy are best played on the Switch. I think those are the best versions of both of those games. I think the Pro Controller plays a lot better than the Wiimote in Galaxy. And even if you don't agree with that, you still have the the Joy-Con that you can use. 64 is debatable because it uses the Shinju? No,
Shindo.
Shindo.
I don't know why I said Shinju. So Shindo version, which botches speedruns. However, for me, who doesn't speedrun and just plays it casually, I also think it's the best version. It looks the cleanest, although even if it looks outdated compared to the others, it still looks the cleanest it's ever looked. If you want to speedrun, if you want only to speedrun, probably not the best version of 64, but I do think that it's hard to argue it not being the best version of Sunshine and Galaxy. Having the soundtracks are pretty cool. Wish they would have included like concept art pieces. And as for it being limited and the price, both of those I think go hand in hand. I think it's limited because I'm pretty confident they're gonna put them as separate releases on the eShop, and it's gonna add up to more than 60. And as for it being 60, I think it's more of a value of their IPs. They do not like devaluing their IPs a lot, as you've seen with Switch games. I think if they would have kept, you get 3 huge Mario games for $60. That's 20 each, and then when the next 3D Mario game comes out, people are like, "Why is it $60?" I don't think they want to devalue Mario for that amount of time, which is why I think they made it limited. No idea about Fire Emblem. I don't know why the hell they did about Fire Emblem. I have kind of a theory on Fire Emblem. I'll get to that, I guess, after, even though it's not related to the question at hand. And as for it being limited, yeah, I just don't think they want to devalue the Mario IP, because let's come next year and they release Super Mario Odyssey 2 or Galaxy 3 or whatever, or 2 years from now, and it's 60, they don't want people to like look at it and be like, I could get 3D Mario games for the same price as this one. Why am I gonna get this one? Like, I get it's newer, but you guys just, there's 3 big ones right here. So I think it's more of a, they don't want to devalue the IP, and that's why I think it's both that price and limited. As for Fire Emblem, it's on the Japanese not eShop, Japanese NES app. I think translating it costed a little bit for them, so I think they wanted to get some returns for it, and sometime next year, after it's removed, it'll probably be put on the US and Western, just localized SNES app. I think they just did that for some returns on the translations, even though I don't think it was probably much to translate it. That's just my theory on it. I don't have anything to base it off of. I was doing that there. Same with the Mario. I don't know. I just don't think they want to devalue Mario. Which, yeah, it sucks, but people bought it anyways, and I think it's a cool piece of history to have, because years down the line and it's not in production anymore, I can say that I still have my physical copy of it. I like the case.
It's a cool case. I don't think any of the, other than the logo, I don't think any of the artwork or anything is new.
It's not.
I'm pretty
The old
confident this
artwork
is
of
the.
All-Stars.
Hmm?
The old art of All-Stars, so
Mhm.
nice. Just
Yeah.
like,
And-
Mario Magician. Ah,
Yeah.
here's
and,
all the stuff in one packet.
I mean, I even think that the inside artwork is just screen caps from the games,
Yeah.
which is fine, because there's a lot of screen caps from the games. You can argue, you can simplify a lot of the Switch cases to be that. This is just a like, oh no, that's artwork. Never mind. Okay, hold on. This is just screenshots also. That's not anything special, but it's cool as shit.
Fire Emblem.
That's going away
You
now.
just had the portraits.
Yeah. The Fire Emblem portraits.
What
Yeah.
about Xenoblade?
No, that was Smash. I don't have Fire Emblem physical.
No, what
But-
about Xenoblade?
Xenoblade? Oh, it's actually artwork. I thought it was just the Xenoblade in the field. I thought it was the loading screen.
The
But it's actually
Xenoblade.
really nice artwork.
The Xenoblade.
Yeah,
in
the
the field.
Xenoblade.
Nice.
Yeah,
Xenoblade artwork.
I thought it was the Monado in the field. Sorry, Adrian's getting to me. I blame Adrian.
No, that's a screenshot
Also-
of the epilogue. Not a
Yeah,
screenshot.
also,
the art for it.
oh, it's a screenshot? I thought it was art. Okay.
No,
Also,
it's
they
the
inverted
art for the epilogue.
controls. Okay.
Oh,
They inverted the
so
controls. They inverted the camera controls for Sunshine and 64, and gave no option to turn them back. So if you, even if you were a speedrunner, and even if they didn't completely fuck over every speedrunner who ever ran 64 with this game, it's inverted. You're uncomfortable with this immediately.
They
'Cause
released
unless-
an update. They released an
Yeah,
update.
Yeah,
That's-
they did.
Unless they released an update. I was
Yeah,
about to
yeah.
ask that.
Yeah, they released an update.
Yeah,
You can-
they released an update.
No, yeah, that was gonna be my follow-up question.
Yeah, you can
um,
change it.
Because it was a big issue at launch.
Yeah.
Also, like, 64 doesn't really hold up too well. I hate to be like that, but 64 is good, but it isn't
Yeah,
great.
I also heard that trying to do the camera controls with the 360 joystick is much more awkward than just having the normal D-pads of the original N64.
Yeah, and 64 is just
Or than
better.
100. I haven't played it. I just heard that people thought it was a lot more awkward to try and control the camera on 64.
Yeah. I personally didn't have too much of an issue with it. I had some issues with cameras, but I mean, I had the same issues in the N64. So I could just be weird, but
Yeah.
I have any issues.
But yeah, it's a $60 game for. I mean, I think if you play a lot of modern platformers, and especially the Mario ones, if you played 3D World and you played Odyssey and you played Galaxy 2 and you played Galaxy 1 for that, I do think that Sunshine loses some value. I think that 64, it doesn't hold up as well as it should. I think it does hold up if you're into speedrunning, but then they completely butchered it by doing the Shindo version, which removes backwards long jumping, and you can't do that anymore. And
So
that
long, Kid
breaks.
Bowser.
that
So
bricks.
long. I know they also got rid of that quote.
Yeah,
That makes me
the
upset.
the Shindo version.
Unplayable.
It makes 0 star impossible. It makes 1 star impossible. Makes 16 star impossible. Anything below 72 star, I think it's all impossible to do, without some task glitch or some other crazy
Yeah.
stuff. It's all unviable, and
Mhm.
I feel like that removes half of 64's value in 2020. I feel like most of its value is how good of a speedrunning game it is. Like it a lot of that's just not good. The camera controls at times the camera of 64 makes that game almost unplayable at times. There's some bad stages where that just becomes extremely difficult to work with.
Hey, I just want to say I beat it 100% with no game overs.
Well, I'm proud of you. I didn't. I got
How many
fucked in that
deaths?
game.
How many deaths though?
How many deaths?
Yeah.
Not that many. I don't remember getting that many.
I played the game too much, so I could easily do 100% if I wanted to.
Nice. Good game.
Whether it be running or just I still think 64 holds up.
I do too, but that's. But I'm also the guy I think Sonic Adventure still holds up, and apparently everyone thinks that game's garbage now. So
One or two.
Sonic Adventure holds up also. I just think if
I think there's some
think if
issues
you-
with it. There's some issues with it. I'm not gonna lie, but I still think it holds up. But
Sonic Adventure 2 is the Cyberpunk of back then.
I love Sonic Adventure 2 so much.
64 is just rough. I to be fair, I think it's down there with Sunshine in terms of 2020 playability.
Hey, yo,
I think Sunshine.
I'm not taking any Sunshine slander.
Well, to be fair, the problem with Sunshine is just fundamentally flawed. There's nothing about 2020. That game was flawed in 2003 and it's flawed in 2020.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues with Sunshine that just quality of life is just bad, but I still think it's a good game. It's a long
Have to
topic.
beat episode 7 of
It's a
every
long topic.
level.
Hey, yo, Brand, maybe you should just get good at it.
Have to beat episode 7 at every level. Here's the freedom to do any shiny one. But
If we
sorry,
were
you
to
have
rank
to do every shiny.
all the Mario games, Sunshine would be up there. If you were not looking for blue coins, if you're looking for blue coins, that's down there, all the way down there,
Fuck those blue coins.
straight at the garbage.
I
I hate how you can't see in the menus where the blue coins are. You have to look up a guide to
Yeah,
look for every single one.
Those coins were awful. All right.
my place and then
Since the Game Awards talk is gonna take a long time, let's speed past this next topic. Neither of you watched the Indie Showcase. Neither of you watched the Indie Showcase, so I'm just gonna recap some big things from it. Spelunky 1 and 2 are coming to Switch. I don't know if either of you like Spelunky. I'm interested in it.
I've seen a lot of people talk about
Brandon really doesn't care because he's looking at that Xenoblade box art like it's his life.
in the back of the box.
it. A lot of people, or at least not a lot of people, a lot of my professor kept talking about how good the first game was.
Yeah,
How revolutionary it was.
It looks fun.
Spelunky has a lot of fans, and I'm interested in it, but
Yeah.
I've never played it. Cyber Shadow got a release date that was announced a while ago. Makers of Shovel Knight. Looks really, really good. I think that's the one I'm most excited for from that presentation. Super Meat Boy Forever finally got a release date after it was announced in 2017. And the biggest announcement, Among Us is coming to Switch, or it came to Switch, which, hey, that's a huge announcement for them.
Yeah, I'm honestly kind of surprised how they actually managed to do such a thing.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna
put
come.
it on a console and on Switch.
And get it first.
Putting a game on Switch is pretty hard.
And get it, and Nintendo snagging it first is a big get for them.
Oh yeah.
And it's on number 1 on the eShop right now. So
Yeah, I think it's coming to Xbox Live Game Pass soon, but not like it's coming much later, but not soon.
yeah, it's on it's on PC. It's on Game Pass for PC, but it's coming to Xbox next year.
Yeah.
So it being console exclusive is sick. Also, yes, it is $5.
You can play it. Best about the Switch, you can play the new map through a glitch.
Yeah, you can play the new map with a glitch.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you can,
Hey, you can play the new map through a glitch.
Wait,
Um,
what?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You can play the
You
new
can-
map
you can-
already on Switch.
They accidentally left the map in the game of the Switch version. So you can put it on the menu by doing a specific path, or not a path, but like you have to do like a certain order on how you like input the game map, and you can play the map perfectly fine, but you can't do anything except walk around. Because if you do tasks or if you do anything else, it just crashes the game.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's really like
Yeah.
that's just.
and and
I mean,
and
man,
and from people playing the map, I didn't realize the map was that big. The map is big.
I want to play it. Looks fun.
That's gonna be fun. I mean, the
Can't
the
wait.
people that made the game also made Henry Stickmin, by the way, Brandon. That's why it's the
Wait, they made
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, no, they made the Henry Stickmin games.
Yeah.
I played it a lot when I was a kid.
That's so cool. I
Yeah.
know about the Henry Sickman games. They're really, really cool, and they got released on Steam, and it's one
Yeah.
big bundle on Steam, and those are really
It's
cool. I
so
didn't know
crazy
those
how
same people.
how an old
Yeah, same
Flash
people.
game started to become an actual game to play on Steam that you
Mhm.
buy.
Yeah, I mean Henry Sickman's so cool. Like, so cool.
Yeah. Also, no Silk Song, which makes me upset. No Silk Song. That makes me so sad. My heart aches. I want Silk Song news, and I don't think I'm getting that until the next like actual Nintendo Direct.
What Silk Song is that? A Rayman game?
Hollow Knight.
No, he knows. He's fucking with me.
Oh, got it.
No, he knows he's screwing with me.
What Silk Song? Is that a new game for Celeste?
Damn. Celeste DLC? Damn. Can't wait.
Celeste DLC?
Oh,
Celeste too?
man.
Does Madeline sing now?
Oh no. All right. Well, all right. Let's go to the big topic, which was
No, big.
the big one, which was the Game Awards. That
Oh.
happened last week, and it was
8 days
fun.
ago? 7 days ago.
It was fun. So, I wanted to get your guys' opinion on the award show overall.
In terms of the stage and everything, I thought it was pretty good. They still had everything in a good format. It reminded me of like, or it didn't remind me. I just really liked how everything was, like with the stage and everything. Even though there wasn't an audience, it was still good to watch.
Mhm.
It wasn't until like whenever it goes to some of the developers on their webcams, and it was just like it was like either poor quality, bad mic, or something like that. It wasn't even the Game Awards, like in terms of like what they can control. It was just them.
It was just
With
them.
Reggie having a very bad mic,
I think
and then one developer inside and one person outside of the window. I remember I thought that was super funny.
I actually think Reggie had the wrong mic plugged in. I think he was using his webcam mic. I think he had his mic, but I don't think he was using the right one.
And then I thought it was pretty funny for the people because they just weren't prepared at all. Especially since like in the background, if you hear very quietly, one of them just farts for some reason.
I didn't know that.
And then for No Man's Sky, when they got the announcement,
He was taking a swig
they
from
just
a bottle.
they spit their water.
Yeah.
They spit their water out because they were like, "Oh, we actually won the award."
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
I was happy.
Because
for him.
if it was a normal Game Awards, you'd just be like, "Oh, cool, time to stand up." But no, he was just drinking water and just like did the comedical spit water out of excitement. But I do applaud Jeff and the rest of the Game Awards production, for having everything set up because it was still nice and clean on Twitch,
Mhm.
and the stages and everything with all the videos and all that. It was still pretty good. I liked how everything was. I thought it had good pacing.
Okay.
It
I
felt
was
like
surprised that it started off with Smash.
Yeah.
we'll get there. Yeah, it felt like the Game Awards were at an audience. That's what it felt like to me. It felt natural. It was super good.
Mhm.
I mean, good job to the entire team because it like other than the times where the developers were on webcam and the audio was not great and the video was sometimes also not great, it felt like just a normal Game Awards. It didn't feel any different. I mean, I honestly forgot there wasn't an audience at the time. It made me really forget that it was different, and it
Yeah.
was very natural and it flowed perfectly. And it was just really, really. They did a fantastic job.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. I thought that Jeff and his crew did a fantastic job. Um, they had a lot of obstacles to overcome with 2020, and I think they just did a really good job. I had some issues with the pacing. I feel like some of the announcements should have been spread out. I feel like they should have waited for Smash to be at the end, if I'm being honest. And I feel like they should have made, or I feel like they should have spaced out Smash and Perfect Dark, since they were back-to-back announcements and they were both big announcements. Because Perfect Dark is a big deal. Some pacing issues like that. Um, I wish they would have put some more focus on some awards. They got rid of a lot of pretty big awards in the pre-show that upset me a bit, but it's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. And I think that overall he did a great job, and they all just did a great job. And like you said, yeah, some of the guests did really well with their quality. Some of them were pretty poor, but it was a good show overall. Some issues specifically with the awards themselves, but that's not up to Jeff. He doesn't have a handle in voting any of them. It's the jury, and we'll definitely get into those because we're going to talk about the bigger awards right now. I left some awards out, like esports, and racing sim game, but like I don't think we're going to talk about much about those anyways. So, and obviously we're saving game of the year for last. So let's start off with the first one. Some of these are going to be much shorter to talk about than others. Some of these are going to be much shorter discussions, but I think we'll be able to talk at least a little bit about each one. And the first one, we've all played this game. Best debut game went to Phasmophobia, and I think they deserved it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's the game I've been playing a lot these days. I still think it's a pretty good game, even though there's very little content. With all that small content, I've been able to make my own fun content on my own.
Yeah, it's still in early access. It's still in early access. There's actually something that I kind of wanted to try with you, Ivan. This thing that I did with Alec a little bit and Marissa, where we have a randomizer thing, and we can only take the randomizer judges what 3 items we take into the house, and I love doing that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun because sometimes
Super
we
fun.
get so all 3 items are useless sometimes, but
I would love to try that.
I have
That's super
done
fun.
stuff like that. I've done starter equipment only. I've done the only person that can leave, or only one person can leave the place. You can only go in there with 3 items in your hand. Uh, you cannot go back to the van until you figure out what the ghost is. No flashlights, only candles.
kind of only runs, yeah.
And all of those have been pretty fun.
Yeah,
I've done it multiple times, and I've been enjoying them. I wanted to do a randomizer. It's been pretty fun.
even though the game doesn't have like that much in it, it still has a lot of variety in it, and it's in pre-release,
Yeah.
and they're gonna keep adding stuff to it, and I'm just really happy that it's successful.
I'm still so impressed that this is all made by one guy.
Yeah.
This is only one developer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just one of those games when it's like Among Us, with like it's just one of those games with the concept is so cool that you can just keep playing it, even though that the next time you play it probably doesn't have much more than the last time you play it.
Yeah.
But no, I would love to try like when the challenge runs. Those sound fun.
All right.
Would you really though?
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Would you really?
Yeah, they sound fun. It seems like I'd have an excuse for not doing
Um,
anything.
Oh, but yeah, like the starter equipment is the most fun to me, just because it's like you start off with the very basic equipment that you start off in the game with,
Mhm.
and there's only one flashlight, one weak flashlight, and everyone else either has a UV flashlight or nothing. So it's fun just following one person, and then when it's hunting, you don't know what it is until you look at that person.
Yeah. All right. So the next game or next award is best multiplayer. And the winner for this one was Among Us, and I agree with this one. I think
Yeah.
I think Among Us deserved it. I was really happy when it showed the four of them, and uh, she was like about to cry reading her speech, and it was really cute. I thought it was good for
Yeah.
them.
As much as I vouched last time that Among Us did not deserve to be there, I still am happy for the developers.
Mhm.
I'm still happy for the developers because it is a game that actually finally popped off until 2 years later. Uh, it, it, not just because not just because it's like I made the game. It's hard to make a game, and it's even harder for a game to be popular and it not be popular until 2 years later.
Yep.
That's just so that's well impressive and just like very lucky.
Yeah.
Even then, if I was in their shoes, I'd be happy if I was in the Game Awards. I don't care if my game was 2 years like earlier. I'd still be super happy that I was even up there.
Yeah.
Even more if we won an award.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm happy. I'm really happy for them. I think most people are under the impression that it's kind of weird that they were there, and it really brings up a question about the rules for the Game Awards and what's allowed and what's not allowed. Because there's some 2018 games I can tell you that are pretty cool. That I think are deserving of some nominations in some categories that still hold up to this day. You know, but I am very happy that they won.
Celeste.
It was wholesome. But if we're gonna make the rules a little way, I'm sure there's some loophole in the rules that we just don't know about that allows it to be nominated. But I don't believe it's like Among Us is not early access, right?
No.
Oh
Yeah, it's
no,
full
it's
release.
not.
Yeah,
No,
it's
No, it's
full.
really
Yeah.
no. It can't be early access after 2 years.
No. Yeah, I mean it. So I mean,
What do you mean?
Like
Fortnite's still
we
early
get it.
access?
Fortnite is early access, but it's really been out for 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some loophole. There's something we don't know. The PC release was maybe like 2 hours after the cutoff for last year's award, so maybe it counts because that. I don't know. Good for them. I'm happy.
Yeah, good for them.
If it's gonna be there, and if there's nothing about it, I mean, nothing you could do about it. It was there, so I'm happy that it won because it was there.
Mhm.
I'm happy for it.
Yeah. Next award is best family, and that went to Animal Crossing. I don't think that's a surprise. I'm pretty sure.
It was the only one up for Game of the
Yeah, yeah. Like, and not just
I-
that, I don't think any other game had any chance to beat Animal Crossing.
I will say that like an interesting part about Phasmophobia winning is that they went up against the only game on Best Debut that was nominated for anything else was nominated for Best Indie Game also, and they beat that game.
Carry on.
Yeah, Carry On
Yeah.
was up for Best Indie. It was the only one there, so I thought because of that, it was locked in. It was going to win. It's already up for like the Best Indie Game, and none of the other ones were up for that. But I'm happy Phasmophobia won for Carry On. That must be upsetting for the devs.
Yeah. And with a family game, I didn't see how any other game would be able to beat Animal Crossing on that.
Crash maybe, but I mean,
No, even the criteria for family game, like, you really gonna
yeah,
play?
yeah.
You're really gonna play Crash with your family?
Come on, kids, let's go spend 7 hours trying to get this level done.
Yeah, no. I don't think it had, and I don't think any other game had a shot on doing it. So the next award, which I know Ivan's gonna have some stuff to say about that. We'll all have some stuff to say about it, but we'll just get started on it until Ivan comes back. So the next award went to Best RPG, and Final Fantasy VII Remake won it,
Yeah,
and that makes me happy.
only one up the only one that was up for Game of the Year.
Yeah, it makes me happy, but I wish Royal would have won it. That was the only award that Royal was up for, and I wish it was the one that it would have won because I think that Royal completely deserves it.
Um,
I miss Royal.
it's just it's really like I'm happy. I'm really happy that Final Fantasy didn't get completely fucked up at this award show because I was totally expecting them to get fucked up at the award show. Um, it, it, it's it's so difficult to be fully happy when I look at that award though, because that award's attached to a category that I just felt wasn't just reminds me of too much like bad shit that this award show had. Like, why wasn't Persona anywhere else? Like, Persona should have won this, and wait, why wasn't Xenoblade there?
Yeah.
Come on, why wasn't Xenoblade at the like up for this award? And then why wasn't Persona up for other awards? And that's why I was really hoping Final Fantasy would win Game of the Year somehow, but that was never gonna happen. Yeah, because it's hard to get happy. I'm happy when I look at the award when I just look at who won it and nothing else. Because the more I look at the category it won, the more upset I get at all of what should have been in this award show. Well, I'm happy it got something because I really love 7 remake with all my heart, and it's nice to get it to see it get some appreciation at this level, like at the high level of an award show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, Persona should have won. Persona should have won a lot of things at this. I mean,
Whatever
not a-
you guys said, I agree with.
Yeah. Oh well. I do think Final Fantasy deserved it, but I would have preferred Persona to win it just because I think Persona deserved it more. But
oh yeah, I think
well.
Persona deserves it way more.
oh well. Best action adventure went to Last of Us Part 2. Apparently,
They made a point.
apparently the past few years. Yeah, Brandon, you go ahead and say it.
They made a point to say because this was not a award that was announced by Jeff Keighley. This was um, Sydney. I forget her last name, but her first name was Sydney. Announced it very quickly, and then they kind of skimmed over it. But they did make the point that the past 3 years now, but 2 before this, that the winner of Best Action Adventure always won Game of the Year. Also,
Yeah. Just yeah. I remember that was the first award given out, and I was like, "Oh boy,
Yeah.
is this like a complete jinx?" It is. It was.
Have you guys played any other game on the list for action adventure?
I
I don't.
would need to look at the list again.
I don't think you
Like
guys
2
have. Oh,
Game direction.
yeah, I played. Sorry, I played one of them. My bad. For some
Well,
reason,
yeah.
I thought I don't know why. For some reason, I thought Final Fantasy was there. I would just like to say, last year the Kingdom Hearts should have been up for Best Action Adventure. Just saying. It
Was
should have.
was Kingdom Hearts released this year?
No, last year it got fucked over and it got like 2 total nominations, but it didn't get like Best Action Adventure, and it absolutely should have been up for Best Action Adventure, and it got completely fucked over last year.
It wouldn't have won it either way, but
No, it wouldn't have won it, but it should have been there because it fit the criteria.
The only other game that I've really played from the action adventure was Ori.
okay.
But other than that, no, not really.
Star Wars.
And I was actually looking at more gameplay of Ghost of Tsushima Last of Us Part 2, and the action in Ghost of Tsushima is really good.
Yeah. I would have liked Miles to win this one.
In terms of action?
Yeah, it was one of the only awards that was nominated for. One of 2 awards, I think. And
True.
And Spider-Man in general, I've been playing Spider-Man Remastered. The action in it is so good, and it feels like an adventure. You feel like a superhero doing it, and I can only imagine it's done just as good or better in Miles Morales. And I think that I don't think any game, maybe you can just say Last of Us Part 2 was a better game in general, but was it better in the action adventure department? and that's what like you got to look at the award, and it's just I just I would have liked to see it win, even if I haven't played it. I'm gonna be playing it probably starting next week or in 2 weeks, so I'll get to decide then if I still stand by that. But I would have liked it to see that win. And the next award was Best Action, and it went to Hades. Happy for it. I think it deserved it. I think the only competition for it was probably Doom,
Doom.
Yeah.
and I'm happy for it.
Hades is just pure action. If you
Mhm.
were just to separate action and adventure from each other, it makes sense why Hades won.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
happy for
Yeah,
Hades.
well, I think we'll get to that. Like I'll get to that point later on when we get to best narrative. That if you rip a certain piece out of a game, which shines the most out of it, then Hades was, I think, had like the biggest piece of just pure action like that, and Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, I
I
think
think
those
they're just
two.
built on that.
Yeah, I think those two were the only ones that would have won it. All right. So next award is Innovation and Accessibility, and last time barely any of us knew anything about this award, like in terms of what each game did. I did some research. Last of Us Part 2 won this, and I think after doing the research, it makes a lot of sense. It had more than 60 accessibility settings, and they had settings tailored to those hard of hearing and those with low vision, like specifically them. And I think that's great. I think it's
I think that
really
was
good.
amazing. I remember I researched that up too, and I was like, "That's incredibly impressive."
Mm-hmm.
To account for all of those, and just to let anyone else play it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, thank you, Reggie, for presenting your award.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Sorry.
this Last of Us Part Two definitely deserved it, but like even then, all the games there deserve to be up there just because of
What?
helping out other people that aren't able to play it. I forgot which one it was. The one with the eye tracker, in terms of movement,
Mm-hmm.
that was also incredibly cool, because you know it just, I don't know, it makes me happy
Yeah.
just seeing other people being able to play it when they physically cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a super heartwarming and wholesome award. I'm glad it's there.
Very Keanu Reeves wholesome, 100% Reddit wholesome Chungus.
I'm shocked that this award was. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. This award was on the main show, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Reggie
Yeah,
presented it.
Yeah.
yeah, Reggie presented it.
Yeah, I'm shocked that they made it a main show piece. There's
I'm
also
happy
one
they
more
did.
award that I don't.
I'm also happy they did.
There's one more
It
award
is
that I'm shocked they made a main show piece. Also,
the Game Awards, or I mean, the Gotti.
yeah, we'll get there.
Oh man, this is one award that I'm surprised they didn't put as the main show, but we'll get there. Best community support went to Fall Guys, and I don't know if anyone disagrees with this, but I agree with it. I think Fall Guys deserved it,
I also
Yeah.
agree with it.
and I
Yeah,
think go for it.
I think the most in touch with the fan base, and
Yeah.
I mean the PR department and whoever runs that Twitter account is hilarious. And I mean they've done so much. They did like a bidding war, and they took part in all the memes and stuff about it. It was really funny.
I
I
also really like the trailers they put
Yeah.
in on the Game Awards too.
Yeah,
The trailer was pretty good.
that show was good. I would like to get back into Fall Guys. I just don't have that much time. um, I I think that the Twitter hard carries this. I think the Twitter hard carries it. And I'm not gonna lie. I think the Twitter did a fantastic job in with the community, with community support.
But I don't understand. I fully support that Fall Guys deserves that award.
Yep. All right. Next award is best mobile game, and it went to Among Us. I disagree on this. I see Ivan struggling. Still happy for the Dubs, but I disagree. I don't think it should have. I don't think it should have won.
Yeah,
Very sad.
I disagree also. I think it should have been Genshin.
Yep.
Very sad.
That game has
game.
made it. Genshin is a mobile game that's made waves on consoles, and on consoles, and that's something that's not. It's not done a lot, and you really not to Genshin's level. I don't know if it's ever been done to Genshin's level where a mobile game has made that big of an
No,
impact and been that
no.
respected.
I'm honestly very surprised that this is a free game with with the amount of work that they put into the story, the world, and the music. They have a full orchestra for the music, and it
Mhm.
is beautiful. Me and my friends, whenever we play and we go into a specific area, where it gives me the Breath of the Wild feelings in terms of ruined locations. I'm so surprised this game is free. Uh, I It's just, compare Genshin's content to Among Us. It's like it's too much. I can understand the popularity.
Popularity,
You
yeah.
can't really argue. I can understand the popularity, but there's no argument saying, "Oh, Among Us is free." Well, Genshin's also free,
Yeah.
and it's basically like a AAA title. Oh, no, not really. That's probably exaggerating too much, but it's a good game that has a lot of content.
Yeah, it also. I don't know. Maybe compare the years they came out in. Like maybe that does. Maybe that's okay. Best what
Hey,
multiplayer? Sure.
the biggest reason why I wanted Genshin to win it was because I wanted more Prima Gems. Okay, I need more Prima Gems in the game for Genshin, and Mihoyo was just like, "Hey, we got nominations. We didn't win, but here's some free Prima Gems." And I'm sure we would have gotten a lot more if we actually won the award. And I wanted those. I wanted those awards. Give me free stuff, please.
Yeah. No,
Is
I think it should have won.
is um is Genshin a JRPG
Uh,
or is it just
it's
like
not
action
really a
RPG?
JRPG.
It's more action RPG.
It's a lot more. It's a lot more. What would you, Jesus? What would you say Breath of the Wild is a lot more like? Because I know it's open world, but would you say it's like just like hack and slash, or like ARPG? I don't know.
Um,
Because I would compare Genshin's gameplay to Breath of the Wild.
I would say it's more action oriented, action RPG. It's action RPG elements. It's also action adventure elements.
Hmm
I was wondering because
Although I guess you can say it's an RPG or JRPG. I'm always very confused about what's considered a JRPG or an RPG or an ARPG.
Well, JRPG is uh just mostly it's a Japanese RPG.
Yeah.
RPG.
It's not really JRPG because the game's in China, made from
Yeah.
China, not Japan.
I
Uh,
didn't know that.
RPG is regular RPG.
CRPG.
Just a general name for an RPG. ARPG action RPG is for action oriented combat like Final Fantasy VII Remake or
ARPG actually stands for American RPG.
No, I was just wondering because Game Awards don't really like JRPGs. They're not a fan of them.
Yeah.
They get
Um,
disrespected.
I'd say it's a lot more. I don't know. I would say open world, but there's not much world to explore, even though the world's really nice
yeah.
to explore.
I don't think Game Awards is a fan of action RPGs. Also, I think they dislike those too.
I just don't
JRPGs and action
the
RPGs.
Game Awards fan of anime that
Yeah,
much.
those fucking weebs. We're gonna get them this year.
Literally, the engine is just anime Breath of the Wild.
Mhm.
Those fucking weebs. Watch us make a 2018 game beat.
So the next award was Best Indie, and that went to Hades.
That one was obvious.
I thought that was obvious. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Hades deserved.
Up for
Hades
Game of the
definitely
Year. Why wouldn't it win?
I think Celeste should have been nominated. Just saying.
It was nominated the
I
year it
would,
came
I would,
out.
I would say that. Yeah, I would say that too. But Among Us,
Among Us.
you can
There's no
technically say
rules
the game
anymore.
got more popular when you two started streaming it this year.
Yeah, we brought in like a whole 7 total people. Like,
Oh, man.
yeah, Among Us broke the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was obvious. I mean, I think everyone said Hades was going to win. Buzz
Yeah.
podcast we did.
Yeah, I don't think anyone argued
I was
against
the one that
Hades.
was. Oh well, I mean for best indie, yeah.
Yeah, for best indie. Yeah, I don't think anyone argued against Hades. After Hades, so next award, ongoing game, went to No Man's Sky. That was a surprise. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
I really thought Fortnite was gonna win that. I thought Fortnite was the obvious choice. Really happy for Sean.
Spit his water out.
that's
y-
what,
he-
dude.
I'm really happy for him. People on Twitter don't like that he won, but I'm really happy for him.
Really?
No,
Yeah, people on Twitter are not happy that he won.
Really supported that him winning No Man's Sky because No Man's Sky is actually a good game now.
Yeah, I've never. It's still not my cup of tea, but I'm really happy for him. I'm really
Also,
happy for him. I think he deserved it.
Also, a really hard thing to do, delivering a game that's not a full game and keep working on it, even
Yeah.
though people kept saying it was bad until
Mhm.
the point it was good, and then getting the recognition for it again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Very impressive.
went through a year of just full, constant, nonstop shit. The laughing stock of every gaming article site.
It came out like 3 years
Death
ago.
threats.
It came out 3 years ago.
Yeah, all the death threats that he got, all the bullshit he went through. Just put his head down, kept working. I'm super happy for him because I mean he went through so much shit, and never quit on it. Just kept going. Just
Yeah.
dealt with all the bullshit, and now it's a spectacle game. I'm so happy that it won.
Good.
But holy shit, why was this on main show? I'm so sorry. Why was best ongoing game a main show award? I
Mhm.
don't think it should have been. To be fair, I did say in the first podcast, why is this even an award? Because
Fortnite
It-
would always win.
Fortnite had beaten every single game in this exact same award except for Warzone. That was the only game up for this award that Fortnite hasn't beaten in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So I was like, why is this an award? Now that No Man's Sky has won, I'm kind of glad it's an award. That was great. Like, but holy shit, why is this on the main show? This award to me just screams pre-show, and I feel like it should have been.
Yeah. I'm really happy for Sean. Like, that's the only thing I could say about it. I don't really have too much to say about No Man's Sky. Next award was Best Performance, and Laura Bailey received that award, and that makes me so happy.
No more constant death threat.
Yeah, I was I was the one that advocated for her like a ton when we were talking about it, when we were talking about predictions. I was like, man,
It was
I think
50-50.
I think Ellie's gonna take it, but I would really like Laura to take it for doing Abby because I thought she was awesome, and I don't think it was 50-50, Brandon. I thought she had the least chance because she was the one that people hated the most on that list.
Yeah.
No
No,
one.
I mean it was 50-50 as
But
in
then again, you're dealing with critics, not actual fan votes.
me and Rockman said that it was
Ellie.
well, I mean me and Rockman said that the award was going to go to Laura, and I believe you and Ivan said that it was going to go to Ellie.
Oh, you meant like in
didn't
general for
say
us.
Ellie.
In what we had picked.
No,
I said I
I-
got 50 as in the chance.
I said Jin.
Yeah, I meant to Jin.
Oh, you said never mind. My bad.
Yeah, I'm really happy that Laura Bailey won. She's an awesome
I
person and
I
actress.
did not know Laura Bailey was the voice actor for Catherine and Lucina in
Oh,
Lucina.
Yeah.
She's in so
Yeah.
much. Laura Bailey's in
She-
a ton of stuff.
Yeah, Laura's awesome.
She was in Gears of War. She got a
Mhm.
Gears of War. She was nominated last year for Gears of War.
Yep.
Nice.
That's just voices a ton of things.
Yeah.
All right. So next award is best score and music, and Final Fantasy VII Remake won that, and that makes me again
Oh.
very happy.
Real quick, I forgot to mention for best performance, I think Akechi's voice actor should have been there.
I also
And-
think so.
If you want a bold pick, I think Maruki's voice actor should have been there.
Ooh, that would have been a bold pick. Yeah.
I think Akechi definitely should have been there. I think Akechi is one of the best voice acted characters I've ever heard in a game.
Especially with Royal.
Yeah.
Especially with Royal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Akechi was phenomenal, and I think there's no reason he shouldn't have been up for best performance.
I agree.
That's my complaint. Okay, music.
Music.
Just
Final Fantasy
wish
VII
the
remake.
humongous voice actor was on there.
Yeah, Final Fantasy. It's Final Fantasy won this? Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Final Fantasy won this.
Oh, I was looking at the dumbass predictions. I was looking at that. Yeah, I was like, best score says, why the fuck The Last of Us won this? I was so confused.
Yeah.
No, the music's phenomenal. It's all such a joy to listen to. The credits into the last cutscene, I will always rave about that. It was all so phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
The entire game just was all incredible. That music was
Chernobyl theme. Mwah. I just love it. Love the music. If it wasn't this, I would have given it to Ori.
Yeah.
I'm happy Last of Us didn't win.
Very sad that Hades didn't win because the music in there is pretty good. Really, really good. But
Mhm.
I heard Final Fantasy VII has pretty good music.
Yeah, it is very good. Can't wait for you to hear it. Next one is Best Art Direction, and Ghost of Tsushima won this. It's the only award that Ghost of Tsushima won, which is weird.
Well, no. They won Player's Choice,
Oh, yeah. I didn't include Player's Choice. That's my bad.
and Player's Choice is what matters the most.
Yeah, it did win Player's Choice. But
The most. We all forgot about it.
I
this is
don't disagree.
this is the I disagree with it. I think it should have been Ori. I don't think there's any game that looks better than Ori in terms of art direction. You can stop at any moment in Will o' the Wisps, and it'll look like a painting. Any moment, it'll look beautiful at any point. Just screenshot even in the middle of motion, and it'll look great. Ghost of Tsushima is very pretty and has very good art direction, but I don't think you can take a screenshot at any point and it'll always look pretty.
Did someone turn on a PlayStation?
No, I didn't turn on PlayStation. I'm typing. I hate to sound like a broken record, but Persona 5 should have been here. It should have been here. I mean, they redid a lot of the art in Persona.
I still would have gone with Ori.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But it should have been here. Just like a Kingdom Hearts that should have been Action Adventure last year, that it should have at least been there. I would like to just point out the fact that the definition for best art direction is for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. So they are completely counting how it looks visually. So a game that just looks very realistic, it counts just as much as pretty art. But even then, I think as someone who hasn't played the games and who has only seen them, I think Ori's art looks better than the realism of Ghost. But they both looked really good.
Mm-hmm. Like I just looked up Ori the Will of the Wisp screenshots, and all of it looks absolutely gorgeous. And I wish it would have won, but alas, I can't do anything about it. Next one is Best Narrative, and that went to The Last of Us. I think I'm one of the few that agree with this. I actually really enjoyed The Last of Us's narrative, and if it wasn't The Last of Us, I would have given it to, I would have given it to Final Fantasy VII Remake. But I actually do think that Last of Us is deserving of this award, even though most people dislike the story. It hit a chord with me that didn't hit with most fans.
Yeah, I would have loved for Final Fantasy. I'm biased. I think we all know that by now. I would have loved for Final Fantasy or Persona. You know, that could have worked.
Or
Here.
Persona, yeah.
Could have worked here also. Just saying, you know. But no, Final Fantasy was really good. But if you take out, I think if you judge each game by the story, I mean, Last of Us is built on story. The first and second games are both built on the story, and I think I think if you talk Last of Us, the one of the first two things you say about Last of Us is its story.
Hmm.
I don't know if any reasonable person would ever review Last of Us and not spend at least a quarter or a third of the time talking about how good the story is to these games. They're built off of. It's like
Yeah, it's like most of the game.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I think if you
confused
take
by
away its
one
story,
action adventure.
yeah, I think you cripple Last of Us if you take away its story. Um, yeah, I think it's fair, and I think it's reasonable, even though people didn't like it. I think, yeah, I think it should have won.
Yep. Next award is game direction, best game direction, and that also went to The Last of Us. And I disagree on this one. I think it should have went to Final Fantasy VII Remake. Um, I think Final Fantasy VII Remake had the best like innovative gameplay out of all the choices on that list. Maybe Half-Life Alyx. But in terms of the description for game direction, I think it should have gone to Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I think it would also. I think it should have also gone to Final Fantasy VII Remake. Just because I've been hearing like how much it innovates from the original story and brings a lot more new content that's
Mhm.
even more enjoyable, and which pretty much separates it from the like almost like not all the way separated, but like kind of separated to where it's almost its own.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should have went to Final Fantasy. If not Final Fantasy, I think it should have went to Half-Life by by the description of the award. I think it should have went to Half-Life second and then Last of Us third, or maybe even Hades third. I don't know. It's how you see the games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, the more I sit on the Game Awards, the more I just think about it. How I felt before the Game Awards and how I feel afterwards. I think for an award like Best Game Direction, and that it's very much the judges are very much just more mainstream and meant to be like represent the basic or the baseline for reviewing games. I think in this bubble for these 5 games that were up for this award, I think I'm sorry, I think Last of Us won because it's Last of Us. I don't
I also think that.
IPs for the win.
I don't think I don't think I think assuming the people who the people who voted on this, I think in this bubble between these 5 games, I think Last of Us won because it's Last of Us.
Yeah, I also think so.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it really came down to the game's content as much as the value of its name and the value that the game had when it came out and the impact it had. I don't think its content would have mattered.
Yeah. All right. Well, we already gave our opinions on that. Now it's time for the big boy, Game of the Year. And to no one's surprise, it went to The Last of Us.
Should have gone to
Among Us. To no one's surprise, it went to The Last of Us. As much as I really enjoyed Last of Us, my Game of the Year is Final Fantasy VII Remake. I do think Last of Us deserves it, and I can make some arguments even though a lot of people don't think it deserves it. I do think it deserves it, but I would have loved Final Fantasy VII Remake to win it.
Yeah,
Brandon would love to stretch on the podcast for 2 more hours saying why Final Fantasy VII should have won Game of the Year.
Are you sure? Because I thought I was gonna say Persona 5.
Actually, I was gonna say Celeste. Thank you. I think. I think. I mean, like I said with the last one, to a very lesser extent, I still do think that to some extent that the deck was stacked against everyone against Last of Us, and I
Yeah.
think for any game to have beat Last of Us, I think it wouldn't have just had to be better than Last of Us. I think it would have had to been exceptionally better than Last of Us, and I
Yeah.
think. Don't get me wrong, Last of Us deserved this award. It reviewed great, and I know Rockman is very much on the opinion of review scores don't matter. I'm under the opinion that they absolutely do matter. Review scores of things like Metacritic have absolutely changed my mind on certain games, and I think it helps especially with like ports. Um,
Certain
I
games
think review
change your mind in like how much you enjoyed it, or change your mind on getting
Yeah.
a game.
it changed my mind on a lot of ports that I was like because I've looked at games on original Switch, like the NBA games, they have bad review scores because they are not fantastic ports.
Mhm.
I think scores matter to an extent. I don't think they should ever change your opinion, but I always find my opinion on games lining up within reason to other people's like
Okay.
review scores. Just if for Metacritic, not for individual scores, because you can't really unless you have someone you trust, like, and that shares your opinion most of the time.
Mhm.
Um, uh, for Metacritic, just grabbing a bunch of people and averaging out the scores, I do think those matter a lot, and I do think those sell games.
I do. I'm also under the opinion that scores do matter, especially in the Game Awards when 90% of the votes are from reviewers.
People who
uh,
made those scores.
yeah. So
The reason Last of Us got a 91.
yeah. So
Um,
I also think that review scores do matter in the Game Awards.
yeah, so I don't get me wrong, Last of Us deserves this award. It did great, but it's not in by no means am I trying to say that this award was rigged by any chance. It was totally not rigged. This was a fair vote, I would imagine. But I think
Okay.
I think no, I do think the deck was stacked against everyone. Um, mm, if you want to put it bluntly, I think maybe it was stacked in an unfair way, and I do think that a lot of these games had to work a lot harder than Last of Us if they wanted to win this award
Mm-hmm. And
because of Last of Us.
and it's just it's tough to gauge what game of the year is because game of the year could mean something differently from one person to another. For me, it's what game makes me feel the most in the year, or in terms of like what made me the happiest to play through, or what engaged me the most in general. Like what did I by the end of the game, what did I feel like throughout the whole time? Like Final Fantasy VII Remake. There were some moments of the game that just awed me, and while there were some moments in Last of Us Part Two that really shook me, by the end of the game, while I enjoyed Last of Us Part Two a ton, in general, Final Fantasy VII Remake I enjoyed playing through more. And it's not just because Last of Us Part Two didn't have the ending I had hoped for. It's just I enjoyed Final Fantasy VII Remake more than Last of Us Part Two, and not every person on the jury is going to see it that way. So one jury might be like, "What impacted me the most? What changed the world the most? What impacted online the most? What did this?" It's going to be different for every critic, and it's just tough to gauge. But I think there's something to be said about the impact that Last of Us made online, where it was split. A lot of people love it, a lot of people dislike it, and I think there's something to be said about that in its own form of art, where um, some people could hold it as highly as they hold it, and some people can just hold it really down, and sometimes they have reasons for it because of certain decisions in the story that they might not be happy with, and other times it's just not valid at all. It's just it's just I think there's something to be said about it. I think overall it's a great game, and I do think it deserves it. I would have preferred it to be Final Fantasy VII Remake though. And Ivan, you're in the strange position where you hadn't played any of the games on there, right?
Never played any of the game.
Which is
Uh,
unfortunate,
only
but
once, only once I was really mostly interested in though was Tsushima and Hades.
yeah.
Think I said I wanted Ghost to. I think I said I wanted Ghost to win it, but I think Hades was gonna win, and I was for sure on it. Um, that slowly went down
Okay.
as the Game Awards went on. But yeah, I don't know much of the games other than just people from reviews.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, that was Game of the Year, and there are announcements, but it is late, so we're not gonna cover all of them. We're gonna kind of speed through them. We'll talk about one of them, like mostly. So I'll start with some. We'll just talk about a little bit about it. New replicant gameplay that looked really clean.
Looked really good.
I'm really excited for it. I really want to play it. I am most likely gonna pick it up. Original gameplay from the original release was not great. I'm really happy with the change of gameplay. Among Us new map looked really cool.
It was very weird compared to other people's trailers. You just had this like very still image just kind of move up.
Yeah.
It's just a picture of the spaceship, and you look at the clouds, and they're just staying still the entire time.
Uh-huh.
It was pretty funny.
Oh, it popped up. I knew exactly what that red ship was the moment it popped up. It took no
Yeah.
time.
You're like, is that the Henry Stewart ship? I was like, oh my god, it is.
How are they correlated?
I still had no idea until you told me during this podcast that they
I
were the
can't
same
believe
people.
you actually did not know that until
Yeah,
now.
they didn't know that.
I thought that
but-
was fairly obvious, especially since these are the same devs.
No, genuinely, I thought the Among Us people were the Among Us people. I was like, best debut indie game. I like.
Alright.
I mean, I thought they were the Among Us people. I never knew that.
Ghosts and Goblins is getting a remake, which
I saw that.
I wasn't expecting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Known for its difficulty.
Very interesting art style compared to the original.
Yeah, I
The
like
Dark
it.
Souls of SNES.
Yeah.
The Dark Souls of NES and SNES.
Crimson Desert got a reveal trailer or gameplay. I don't know. It just showed Crimson Desert, and it's a game that looked really good at first, but it had a really long trailer, and I think the longer it went, the worse I thought it was. the longer it went, the more I was like, huh. It looks neat. Slated for holiday. I don't know if you remember what it looks like, Ivan.
I think so.
It just the frame rate was awful on that trailer, and I really hope they fix that because it looks like it could be a pretty neat game. But if it stays like that during the action, I don't know how good it'll end up being. And I know I know I get talked about the guy that likes like super high frame rate, but in general, I don't think it's a stretch to say that didn't look too good.
Wait,
At
was that
time.
the game that had the fucked up frame rate that was like 7
Yeah.
FPS?
Yeah, it was.
We were all laughing at.
Yeah. It looks good, but it also has some really weird frames.
Yeah.
Next game. So I'm also not listening to all of the announcements. I'm just listening the ones that stood out to me. Scarlet Nexus. It's an Xbox exclusive, and that makes me sad because it gives me some Astral Chain vibes, and I really like Astral Chain.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna get an Xbox. But it looks fun, and I hope it's like a year exclusive or like it'll come to PC because it looks like a game I really want to play. Next one is It Takes Two. I thought that was awesome. I think It Takes Two.
Really nice art style.
I think It Takes Two looks really good. And I'm super excited for that one. I think that one's one of the ones that I'm most excited for out of all the announcements.
Yeah, this is made by the A Way Out people, and I said when A Way Out came out that that was phenomenal, and I hope they become like another Telltale. That was before Telltale went under. But I hope they would continue to make these co-op experiences because A Way Out, there's not many games like A Way Out, but it's exactly what you want when you get a co-op experience. It was phenomenal. It had a great story.
I
It
haven't
was
played it.
story.
I've been wanting to play it.
I absolutely recommend it. Only one person needs to own it, and it's the same thing with this. Also, the director, I think he makes the story, and he's the director. I'm gonna butcher his name. I think it's Joseph Fares. That dude is one of my favorite people in video games. He said "fuck the Oscars" and wasn't drunk during it. Apparently, he wasn't intoxicated during that.
I think he was. I think he was.
Yeah. He said he wasn't. I
He,
believe
he
him.
says he wasn't, but I don't know if I believe him.
That dude is one of my
He did
favorites.
this thing. No, I didn't. He didn't do that thing.
He didn't do it.
He's so cool. He's one of my favorite people.
Yeah,
Anyways,
he's
so
cool. It Takes Two looks awesome, and I can't wait to play it. And it looks so good. All right, Back for Blood. I thought
Back
this was
for Blood
really
looks good.
really interesting. I also think that one looks good. Spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead makes sense with the title. I think it looks really good. I really want to play it. I'm excited for it. I'm a
Yeah, it
fan
looks
of
very
those type of games, so
yeah, I want to play it also. It looks really cool.
awesome. Next one is the Callisto Protocol, which is a Dead Space successor. We didn't get much aside from a trailer, like a CG trailer. I mean, but it's a spiritual successor to Dead Space, and Dead Space is pretty fun. So, hopefully, it turns out well.
Mhm.
Next one is Dragon Age 4 tease. Second time it's been teased. Didn't get much info. I don't have much of an opinion on Dragon Age. I never played any of them. I heard the first one was good. I heard the second one was not good. I heard the third one the third one got Game of the year it came out. And now the fourth one. Then Perfect Dark is back. It's being made by a very, very talented studio. It's a new studio that Microsoft themselves made, and it's they have a lot of talent behind it. They got people that made God of War. They got people that made the first Last of Us. They've like been picking like an Uncharted too. Like they've been picking different devs.
Yeah.
And at some point they called the studio the first quadruple A studio or something. And I'm like, okay, Microsoft is tooting their own horn. But
all that money, you should.
but Perfect Dark is a big deal in terms of it having a very cult following. I don't know if any of us have played it, but
I think in terms of like the FPS games on N64, you played GoldenEye or you played Perfect Dark. Or you probably played both.
Yeah.
I think that's like what Perfect Dark was.
And Perfect Dark, I hear is just really good. So I'm happy it's back. It's a big deal. Probably not getting it for another 4 years, but it's awesome. I'm gonna skip the next one and then go back to it. Next announcement is Arc 2. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I'm A on it.
It's cool.
Yeah.
That I mean, look cool.
There was the Fast and the Furious. Evan Diesel. Nice. The first arc didn't run very well. It didn't work too well. So hopefully this one's better. And the last announcement that they ended off with was Mass Effect, which I don't have too many strong opinions on. They said Mass Effect will continue. I don't know if that's the title, but that's what they called it, and I don't have too many opinions on Mass Effect.
I don't even. That's like
Yeah.
I know they had the Andromeda problems.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, but BioWare has had a lot of issues. They also made Anthem, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see how
like Control and Anthem, not Tachi's not in those.
we'll see how that goes. And then the announcement that excited me the most, they started off the presentation was
Yeah.
Sephiroth. Sephiroth. I love that. I love that. I after this much time, after the Game Awards, I still have the opinion that that's probably the coolest reveal trailer that we've gotten.
Mm-hmm. It would, yeah, that was the coolest. They have never made a character look more powerful than one tapping the main boss of the entire game.
Yeah.
Just like it was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And Cloud's reaction was just perfect. Oh, it was also good. I'm now mostly
Sephiroth.
okay. I'm now pretty okay if we don't get Sora. I'm probably gonna be very okay if we don't get Sora because we got Sephiroth, and that's one of the coolest things. And we're getting more music, and we found out that Sora's not a me costume, but he's pretty unlikely now that Sephiroth has been announced. But I'm okay if he doesn't get announced. They gave us Sephiroth, and that's so cool. So cool.
I screamed. I was as soon as One Winged Angel started playing, I was like, and I
That's
was like,
the boss music in
Yeah.
video games. That's
Yeah.
you think boss music? It's One Winged Angel.
bum, 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 ba-da, ba-da-da. So good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the first one. Sakurai's presentation was today. Really fun. He came out today
Okay.
too. He released
Yeah.
today.
I need to buy him. He looks great. He looks really good. I heard that I saw a couple things saying he might be a little underwhelming in like competitively, but the two random tweets don't mean much. But
Yeah. I mean, he might. I don't know. We can't
But I
really
mean,
say anything.
competitively-
Like,
As long as the
doesn't matter.
character's fun, I think that's what matters the most.
Yeah,
yeah.
Bailiff is
Bailiff.
Bailiff. Wow, Bailiff is like I think like mid to low tier in Smash Ultimate. I think
Probably
Bailiff's
mid.
like way too slow to be very competitive,
Mhm.
and that's DLC. I think most DLCs aren't phenomenal in terms of competitive. Like they hyped up Hero the shit, and everyone wanted them banned, and I don't even think he is like a high tier character.
No, I don't think so either. Although, a friend of mine thinks he's like completely busted, which I don't know why he thinks that. But
Is it me?
no, it's Mario.
Super Mario? Like,
Yeah,
Mario
Super,
Bros?
Super Mario, the
Super
one that
Mario.
got one tap by Sephiroth.
Damn. That was the best part. I can't believe they did that. I wish they wouldn't have. I wish they would have just like left it at that.
No, they had to, or else
Yeah,
Sakurai
they
wouldn't
had
have been
to.
allowed to.
Yeah, I will say or I still wish that Smash would do DLC costumes for like $1 each or $2 each, and make them fucking wild. I understand most of these characters you like. I would imagine Cloud and Sephiroth you can't fuck with, and give them like wacky hats. I mean, but I do wish like Mario had some of the properties like Link had some wacky costumes. That would be cool
Mm-hmm.
for like $1. But I'm just saying that because I think most of Sephiroth's alts are I think Sakurai said most of them are like dark colors and shirtless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wish they got to stretch the creativity a little more with those.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that was the last topic that we had. So we're gonna go ahead and end it off. That was episode 3 of the Midnight Channel. Ivan, you can go ahead and plug whatever you want to plug.
I don't have any other plug. I was just being on the Discord and chilling out.
Awesome. All right. Brandon, you can go ahead and plug your channel and stuff.
Twitch.tv/D7Trivy. I'm playing Xenoblade. I'll still be playing Xenoblade. You might see this a year from now. I'm probably playing Xenoblade. So, every night, 7:00 Central.
Nice. And of course, you can find me here, and I'm currently streaming Spider-Man Remastered, about to finish that, and Super Luigi Galaxy, also about to finish that. So I'm going to start my new main games probably in the next 2 weeks. But yeah, this was episode 3 of the Minute Channel. Thank you guys so much for coming by, and we'll see you all next episode. Bye, guys.